If you're single, but just too busy.
Well, there you see the nature boy who so nicely left his peroxide filled comb here at our broadcast position.
Just keep that away from my coat jacket. That would fade everything I have to white, almost like his hair.
Private Terry Daniels is his opponent, a man who is very, very proud of his heritage from the Marine Corps and also very, very proud of all the men that served in Operation Desert Storm. But there's a man who's just very proud of himself, the nature boy, Buddy Landell.
Well, I'm sure he served in Operation Buddy, which was going around and checking out every restaurant in South Florida. Terry Daniels, a great-looking athlete. Look at the shape on this guy. A number, probably millions of fans out there watching this show have served in the military in some capacity, in the active military or in the reserves, maybe both. Terry Daniels, a proud Marine.
Now, did you see that? Buddy Landell looked right at the camera and said, "Is it on?" Worried about how he was looking, so much so that Terry, pull of the hair.
Yeah.
Or could you say pull of the peroxide there?
I would not put my hands in Buddy Landell's hair on a bet. I tell you what, we clean him off pretty good. But Buddy Landell, talk about Mr. Attitude. Calls himself the nature boy. And boy, we know how many other nature boys there have been in wrestling. But Buddy Landell says he is the nature boy of the 90s. That all the other ones that came before are old news. He is here and he is now. And he says he's the only nature boy. But I tell you what, this ex-Marine Terry Daniels is really taking it to Mr. Peroxide.
And I'll tell you something about Private Terry Daniels. Here's a man who not only is excelling in wrestling, he, as a matter of fact, came to the Global Dome tonight wearing his full football outfit because he just finished a full workout for his semi-pro football team that he plays for.
Absolutely. Terry Daniels, a well-rounded athlete, as most everybody in the GWF is. Have other interest in sports and interest in other sports, I should say, have had histories in other sports. They want to come to the GWF because this is real competition.
Well, I don't know if he plays a kicker, but it sure was on the mark there. Count of one, count of two from senior referee Sean O'Brien.
I'd say it was a successful point-after attempt there for Terry Daniels, and Buddy Landell is begging off, wanting to call timeout, but we all know there are no timeouts in wrestling.
At least not that we know of. Of course, the GWF with all sorts of innovations in professional wrestling. And I'm sure Buddy Landell will petition the competition committee for that. Right now, Terry Daniels comes down with the elbow onto the bicep of the upper leg.
Oh, my goodness, the biceps of the upper leg. And Buddy Landell, once again, is in a predicament here as Terry Daniels looks for some crowd approval. And to be honest with you, Greg, in a situation like that, you don't look to the crowd for approval. You move in for the kill, especially on somebody like Landell. And here's the reason why, as Buddy's back on top.
Landell, a master of trickery and deceit, but it's not going to help there. Count of one, count of two. Another near fall. Landell saying it's time to take charge here. The big soup bone coming down right there. Roll up, small package, count of one. That's 5 times now we've had a 2 count as Buddy Landell has been so close to being upset by the much smaller man, Private Terry Daniels. But this has been a great match. Daniels going for the roll-up, rolls him up for a count of 2. That's 6 now.
Buddy Landell has not been taken to the limit like this in a long time, and look at him. He knows it. He knows what kind of trouble he's in. He's backing off, grabbing the rope, trying to kill for time in there, and Terry Daniels is having none of it. He is ready, but he couldn't have been ready for that.
Well, the very well-placed boot of Buddy Landell from Jacksonville, Florida, puts the big right hand over the top. Goes Private Terry Daniels.
That is a right hand to be proud of. Now, here we are. Look at this. That's a right hand to be proud of by Buddy Landell as he just sent Terry Daniels over the top rope onto this hard floor here at the Global Dome. And I think Terry Daniels is really feeling the effects out there. I don't know what Buddy's done, but he's made that fist extra hard for this match against the Private.
Terry Daniels draped over the top rope and a forearm to the upper back. Landell tried to bring him in through the middle rope. I think he was upset that he didn't come in. And now, one more time, he finally brings him in the hard way, just pulling him over, places the toe of the boot into the sternum. Daniels trying to fight back, gets a couple of blows, gets a right hook, goes with a left hook. The Private the boxer showing some of it there. High onto the second rope. Time to pummel the Nature Boy. But watch out, reversed atomic drop. The Nature Boy down with a spinning elbow as only he can do it. Count of 2, count of 3. The winner of the match, Nature Boy fighting Landell. When we return, Bonnie Blackstone with a viewer's comment of the debut on Major League Wrestling of Rasta the Voodoo Man. Over some of the competitors in the tournament when we return right here on Supercard. Stay with us. The light heavyweight championship tournament is open to all competitors 237 pounds and below. And in this ironically European-style tournament, it's a lot different from the European-style light heavyweight.
That's exactly right, Craig. In Europe, the light heavyweight division weight limit is 214 pounds. In most countries, 217 in other countries. Here in the United States, prior to the arrival of the Global Wrestling Federation, the weight limit was 224. Now, in the GWF, the weight limit for the light heavyweight division, 237 pounds. That will allow any wrestler up to and including 237 pounds to enter in the light heavyweight division. That's going to put a lot of these big fellas in there with these little smaller wrestlers. Great, interesting action.
So let's take a look at the brackets. In the first round, Chaz will go against Ed Robinson. Robinson, an unpredictable character.
Calls himself the psychotic Ed Robinson. He's up against Chaz. Chaz, a great-looking athlete. A true light heavyweight, probably about 220, but well-built. Could be a dark horse.
Bubba Fangman against the Lightning Kid. We've heard a lot about the Lightning Kid.
Lightning Kid from Professional Wrestling of America up in Minnesota. Lots and lots of rumors about this guy. Can't wait to see him.
One of the Dogs of War, Butch Blackheart against the Handsome Stranger. Don't know much about either one of these individuals.
Couldn't tell you anything about either one of them other than the Handsome Stranger has a great reputation coming in. We'll have to see.
The Hustler, Rip Rogers, goes against Ray Evans. Evans a tough competitor, but has to face Rip Rogers.
Well, if Evans can overlook the charlatan tactics of Rip Rogers in the ring, Rogers is liable to take a time out there and try to sell Evans a watch or something. Either way, that's going to be a great match.
Steve Simpson against Mike Stetson. Don't know much about Stetson, but Steve Simpson, impressive individual coming into this light heavyweight championship tournament.
Absolutely. South Africa's most popular export since gold, Steve Simpson, is here in the GWF.
Here's one of those cases of the big man against the little man. Iceman King Parsons against Exotic Adrian Street.
Well, the Rudy Pook one, Exotic Adrian Street is going to have to face Iceman King Parsons. Exotic Adrian Street, a very well-rounded light heavyweight, a former European light heavyweight champion. He may have the edge there, Craig.
In the next bracket, it's Brian Adias against El Bandolero and Mike Davis against Victor Gonzalez. Jerry Lynch takes on Hot Body Randy Rhodes. Is that right?
That's what it says.
I don't think he's under 237
There is no way. This guy's probably not much under 337, much less 237.
Private Terry Daniels in action against Quick Rick Guerin. It'll be Terry Garvin against Kenny the Stinger and Chris Germany against John Tatum.
All around a great tournament, Craig. All true light heavyweights. I don't know about Randy Rhodes. We're going to have to get some industrial strength scales for this guy. Take him down to the weigh station. But other than Randy Rhodes, these guys are great light heavyweights as defined by the Global Wrestling Federation, and that's 237 pounds and under.
Well, we will find more about the light heavyweight tournament as we get into action when we return here on Supercard. Get ready, the High Flyers and the Speed Burners up next.
So it's time to put up or shut up. Number one, who is the boss, Muck and Sing?
The time to put up and shut up is for you, Pedicino. We'll put up when we're ready, and you shut up when we tell you. The cartel is the greatest array of wrestlers in the world today. We are adding new members, but we're only looking for special members. Certain members who have the guts to go out and rip and tear up any opponent we tell them.
All right, but what about the boss, Rip Rogers? Who is the boss?
Hey, that's for me to know. That's for Mockin to know. That's for nobody else to know. And as far as the cartel, you know, I've been thinking about the cartel. Mockin's been thinking about the cartel. And people all over nationwide are saying, who's the boss?
Right, who's the boss?
You know something, Pedicino? I'd like to get a big, long pin and stick it in you and let you buzz around this room and let all the hot air come out of you. Quit snooping around.
By the way, I hate to interrupt, Mockin, but Joe, do you want to buy a car? I got a great deal just for you. All right, Hustler, Hip Rogers, and Muck and Sing, they're the cartel, and obviously we haven't found out anything.